Like to open this meeting. Notices of the meeting were forwarded to the Enquirer, Courier Post, Clerk of the Township, District website, and members of the Board of Education, posted on the Board of Education offices at 17 Ariel Road, Blenheim, New Jersey. Please note that this board meeting may be audio videotaped. Please stand for the flag salute.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Dantino?
Here.
Mrs. Gallinek?
Here.
Ms. Scorer is absent. Mr. Hutchinson?
present.
Mrs. Maskey?
Here.
Mr. Pildes?
Here.
Mr. Tursi?
Here.
Mr. Hendry? Mrs. Hendry?
Here.
Mrs. Johnson?
Here. At this time, we're going to do goal setting for the board. And we'd like to introduce Dr. Laurie Bandlow. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary Ann, and thank you, Gloucester Township Board of Education. Mr. Tursi, I didn't get to go over and say hello to you, so welcome. First and foremost, on behalf of New Jersey School Boards, we want to thank each and every one of you for your dedication and commitment to the children in Gloucester Township. People don't realize all the time that you put in behind the scenes, so thank you. Tonight, we are going to talk first about district goals. Want you to just a refresher. The district goals are always put together by the superintendent and their cabinet. So I was able to meet with Mr. Bellido last week. He went over the district goals he put together with his team. He's going to share those with you first tonight. And in front of you, I just put a copy. I put my business card. I'm sure you have it, but just in case you might have lost it, if you ever need me, please feel free to reach out. I am your resource, your confidant, whatever you need. But in front of you is your board goals from last year. So we're going to start off first with Mr. Bellido sharing the district goals, which I think look really good.
Thank you, Dr. Banlow, Lori. Appreciate this the third time that you've come here. So each year you do an excellent job. So I appreciate school boards sending you down here tonight. Does everybody have a copy of the draft of the district goals? Yeah, last year there were 5. So I try to condense it somewhat from 5 to 3. There was a consistency in the board goals for the last few years. Do you have one, Chip?
I have to see 4 for this.
Was it 4? I'm sorry.
No. That's for this year. 5.
Last year was 4.
This was the board goal. That's the
I know,
board
he said
goal.
5.
I know,
District goals.
district goals there were 5.
Yeah, they're different.
You have board goals and district goals.
Gotcha. Thank you for the clarification.
So one of the things that the Board of Education has always supported its administration is obviously on instruction. So when, Mr. Tro and I first met, along with Dr. Banlow, we wanted to be consistent again, because that having student achievement by some measured increment, with a fall baseline, and then see how the students all do in the spring. This is a repeat, as it were, of the 5% increment that the board went from 4 to 5 a year ago, which I believe we met in language arts and we're short in mathematics. So that is a repeat. The second goal presented is to just continue to keep traction on a building to house all of our district's preschool students. We still, as a district, we have hundreds of preschoolers that can attend, and we are still short by a significant amount to educate all of them. So a building, which would be a fantastic addition to our current 11 buildings, would house all of those students. So we have had a couple meetings with our architect. The next meeting, the architect would like to meet with the entire Board of Education and tell you some of their ideas. So just continuation of that is goal 2. The third goal is new, and this is something that many school districts, public school districts in New Jersey are doing, have done in fact, and that would be to develop a 5-year strategic plan for the school district. It does explain why you design a strategic plan to basically, create some guidelines and guardrails on what not only the board, but staff, parents, and the overall community are looking for as far as measurable goals for the district. In fact, you don't have to, and I appreciate Lori, you saying you don't have to use, but New Jersey School Boards is one of a few very credible agencies that put together a strategic plan. So they would be 3 goals that the administration would respectfully ask you to consider.
So those are your 3 goals that are in front of you. And I did mention to Mr. Bilodeau that most boards will have 3 goals. Like 5 is a lot, just so you know. Most of the boards I'm meeting with, they're picking 3. So the district goals are terrific. I love that he's got a strategic plan there, a 5-year business plan for you guys to think about. So just want to pause for a moment to see if you have any questions for Mr. Bilodeau about the district goals.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. One is, last year, one of the goals, if I recall, was more transparency and communication within the district with the parents and more parent involvement. I also recall that wasn't a goal that was fully met. So why did that goal drop off?
I don't necessarily think, well, it's not a goal per se, but I do think that through the communication that the superintendent's office sends out, coupled with what is happening in our schools, as far as events that our parents are asked to come push into the buildings and participate with their students, I do think that we are consistently reporting the amount of activities availed to parents and caregivers.
Fair enough, but at the same time, we're not talking about candy bar bingo and things like that. We're talking about bringing in parents and taxpayers and any stakeholders into the fold, to entice them to come to a school board meeting, as well, to, be more aware and be more involved and be more invested. But also with regards to communication, I mean, if, for instance, we can talk all day to say, okay, the district is going to be ongoing to make sure that everybody communicates effectively and on a timely manner. But if there isn't a goal, or if it's not in writing, how would we hold the district responsible to ensure that if somebody has a question, then you or anybody that you're responsible for gives a response in a timely manner?
It's a fair point. I would suggest that if that's something we would want to continue on with, we embed it into the strategic plan.
Okay, and then the next one, the next to that is goal number 3, a 5-year plan. Are you going to be here for 5 years?
Well, we can talk about that in executive session.
I might say, hey, listen, when I'm 80, this is what I want to do. But if I don't know if I'm going to make it to 80, it's not fair to put a 5-year plan if you may decide that you want to enjoy your second childhood and retire. You know what I'm saying? Like so I'm not asking you to go. I don't want to see you go, but at the same time, I don't think it's fair to put a 5-year plan in place if there's a possibility that you may not see it through. I would want you to see it, to the finish line. So
fair enough.
Miss Andre, really, is it okay if I jump?
Straight.
Excellent questions. So first and foremost, to your question about the transparency and community involvement. I'm a former superintendent in New York and New Jersey. Having a 5-year strategic plan is the best way in getting it going to get folks both in and out of the community involved in what are we doing great in Gloucester Township right now, and what are the areas that we need to grow. So it's a really great opportunity for exactly what you just said. So just some food for thought. I'm not telling you what to do, but just some food for thought, because it really helped other communities, not only that where I served as a soup, but also where we go out to do strategic planning. And you don't have to go with us, but I'll be happy to come in and talk to your folks about it in the future if you want. The other thing, as far as like longevity, and I know we can't talk about, we're not supposed to talk about the superintendent's job in a public meeting, which I know you're aware of, and it's an executive session, but in other districts, there are some times when a superintendent will get it off the ground because it's owned by the school community, in and out. It's all for the kids. So if you get that on paper ahead of time, anything can happen. I think it's really a great business plan because many districts are trying to juggle too many things and it gives you a good focus. So thank you.
Yeah, I'd have to concur with Lori. I mean, there's like a lot of companies and businesses that the CEO doesn't stay around forever and they still have a strategic plan. It's focusing everybody in the right direction and then there's a goal that they could hit.
If you were to choose it, how many years would you want?
I think five's okay, but I mean, maybe a three, like maybe do it in increments, right? You have your first goal post, right? Your 1 year goal, which is what we're talking about. And then you have a 3 year goal, which is great. And then you have your long-term goal. So I think maybe breaking it down in segments of 1, 3, and 5, I think that would also be better because the way that I read it is very broad strokes. So I just don't want to have anything subjective. I want clear quantitative action, in this wording. So therefore it can't be misinterpreted of like, well, I kind of did it or we kind of did it. It'd be like, no, it's either we did it or we didn't do it.
So another really, really good point and question. So what we're doing at school boards, and I'm sure other companies do this too, is we created a strategic planning dashboard for exactly that, for accountability. So school districts who do their strategic planning with us, and of course, probably other companies, you'll get that dashboard so you can see, what did we do year one? What did we not get to? Because we all know things come up in districts all the time. What do we need to carry over into year 2? 3, 4, 5. So it keeps all of us, it doesn't sit on the shelf, so to speak. It keeps it active, it keeps it alive. So it goes right to your point.
Are we ready to move on?
Wait, I have a question with that dashboard thing. Who's seeing this dashboard?
Just you guys, it's just your dashboard. Every district, we have it set up through our tech department and New Jersey school boards where we hold a lot of things confidential, but just your board and your district, okay? And it could be put on the website, but that's something we could talk about.
Thank you.
Right? Can we move on to board goals?
Okay, team, you ready? All right, Marianne, you have from last year, I just brought as a refresher your goals from last year. And you had 4 really, really good ones. Oh, okay, hold on. My apologies, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so you had 4 real good ones last year. Marianne, would you read those? Are you okay reading those as the president to the team?
Sure. Board goal number 1, continue to monitor academic progress of all student groups to ensure they're given the opportunity to succeed both academically and behaviorally. Number 2, support the research and explore design options for a dedicated pre-K building. 3, continue to grow as a board through professional development and training. And number 4, continue to create board committees that have a mission statement and a clear purpose.
Thank you so much. So I want the board to, take a look at these goals. Do you want to, keep some of them, or do you feel like you've accomplished some of the goals? Do you want to add to them? Think about what was just presented by your superintendent. So I'm going to pause and let you confer with each other.
Didn't last year we put a percentage in for number one, percentage increase for kids' scores, I thought?
No, that was just in your district goals, not in the board.
Question that I have for you, being that you work with many different other districts, do districts sometimes survey the public to see what they would like their board to achieve or what they're needing? So therefore, you know, we 9 collectively represent, you know, the people who voted us, but maybe just a survey of parents to say, wait a second, we would like the board to do X or Y or Z.
Mhm.
Like, is that something that can be done, or that's a no-no?
So you'd always have to check with your solicitor because I'm not an attorney. So I always use that as a word of caution. All right. But with that said, there are other districts that do use something like, for example, Parent Square, where the board will send a survey out about how are we doing as a board. And just reminding the community that the board is the what, the superintendent is the how. He's in charge of day-to-day operations. So you have more of a global perspective, but you'd have to check with your solicitor, but some boards do that.
I guess this is more of an open-ended question. Could we be more specific with number one? It just like says continue to monitor academic progress. Like, can we specify how we do so?
So just keep in mind now the board has to be very broad because they're the top of the pyramid. So, so the board, when you think about that, to respond to Nick.
And while we're all chewing on this sheet of paper, I mean, for number 2, support the research and explore the design options for the dedicated preschool building. I mean, I see that could be like supporting our superintendent, you know, and the district, but at the same time, is that really a goal? Is a goal more like more getting a design down or something like that? Like, I mean, support and research and explore the design and options for a dedicated preschool building. I mean, we've had one meeting from the time that this was written to now. I mean, if that's the case, then we failed at that goal.
I don't believe that we did because we are in the process of working. Actually, that was my report from Buildings and Grounds for tonight, that we have met with the architect and we are heading in that direction.
So 2 meetings, but so do we have like some milestones and progress that we want to do as opposed to, I think the problem is, and to Nick's point, it's all these goals are very broad. You know, there's nothing specific.
Another good point, and I did not mention this. One of the things I spoke to your superintendent about is that when you have your goals, your district goals, for example, we have action plan templates, and I will send those to you. That you put the goal, what's the objective, and then you put, and to Nick's point, you put exactly what are the specific things you're going to do. I had to go back to Burlington City because they had, Lori, we have great goals, but we didn't put together an action plan, so we didn't hold ourselves accountable. To Dina's point. So yes, they're broad, but then you start to put in those action steps and make sure that you're holding yourselves accountable. So I'll make sure I send that template to Mary Ann.
Also, quick question. With all the districts that you work with, how many times do they refer back to the goals? Like, do they have a quarterly, semester check-in? Like, 4 times to be like, hey, do they say, we're 25% to this goal, we're 30%, like, do they do a check-in?
So, really good question. Some board presidents and vice presidents, we had our leadership summit, they will read the board goals at every board meeting, and they'll just have a quick mention of here's what we've done so far. So the community's hearing that we're the board, we're focused on kids, here's what we've done so far for our board goal. It's not just sitting on the shelf. So you could do that, or you could do it, to your point, quarterly. It's up to you. That's up to you guys.
I have a question. So you talked about the action plan. So we, I guess, put these goals together last year, but then we just look at them once or twice during the year. And we have never since I've been on the board, put together an action plan on this. So how does that happen and when does that happen?
So how it happens is once you have your broad goals, then you kind of share them with each other, if you have a Google Doc or whatever system you use. And then usually the board president will assign a goal to each board member or some willing board members that wouldn't mind writing it up onto an action plan template. For example, your goal about the preschool. Here's our goal. Here's our objective. You can put in just a draft and then list some of the things that you think you want to make sure you do for the year. Share that amongst yourselves until at some point you got to be happy with it. I know it's going to be hard, but that's usually how it works.
Yeah. Welcome.
Mary Ann, don't we basically do that in buildings and ground? For the preschool one?
Yeah.
We mention it at every meeting.
Yes.
And then on curriculum, we read our mission statement at the beginning of every meeting. So it's being done. I don't know how many people hear it, but it is, things are being done.
Yeah, I'm not saying things aren't being done. I'm just saying the specific goals don't have an action plan underneath them that we've discussed as a team. That's all.
Great.
Okay. So do we want to let's take a look at number 1. Is this something that we want to change or keep or delete?
I'd say that needs to be kept. Yeah. Yeah.
Keep it?
And don't we get the report every quarter or biannually or something?
Yeah.
They present it to the board, right, Mr.
Yeah.
Crowe? Is it twice a year or 4 times? Revealing the kids' progress academically success.
Measures is more.
It's
Most of them, it's once in the year star report.
right,
And twice a week star, JSLA.
right. So keep it in because we're doing it.
Everybody likes number 1, Mary?
Yeah.
Good. All right. And make sure we get that action plan to Nick's point. Okay.
Okay. Number 2, support the research and explore design options for a dedicated pre-K building. I keep
So,
it.
but isn't this being done in your committee?
Yes.
So it really isn't part of the whole board. It's part of that committee.
But our committee could write the action plan. Is what I'm saying.
But the
The building
committee,
and ground committee could write the action plan for number 2.
but the committee could also just support the district goals regarding the pre-K building. Rather than have it as like a specific board goal.
Right.
So you think we should take it out of there?
No, if you take it out, things flop. Keep it in. It doesn't hurt to keep it in.
But you don't want, I mean, if there's something else that would fit in this section, rather than keep adding and adding and adding to the goals. If you have too many goals, you're not gonna be able to.
4 is too many.
Updated to the next step.
Okay, okay. All right, so we're.
So instead of support, it's update. Change the word support to update.
Yes. Is that, how would that work?
Well, I guess the next step is what, implementing to review the plans of sort of exploring options to go out for bid.
Right.
Or
So, I mean, we are still supporting it.
I like it. I say keep it in.
Okay.
You want to change the wording? Anybody have a good suggestion for Mary Ann?
Execute.
Yeah, support the exploration and implementation
Yeah.
of this.
Okay.
What would work?
Support the exploration
Support.
and
Implementation.
implementation.
Work?
And the board will put together action plans with deadlines and stuff. Okay, and I can help you guys if you need any help. Don't hesitate. All right.
Okay. Okay, number 3 is to continue to grow as a board through professional development and training. That's you.
Yes, and I would be happy to come out and do ethics training or anything you need, so don't hesitate.
Okay.
You know, utilize me. I'm here for you.
Yeah, great. can you give me a list of the different trainings that we
Yep.
could possibly have?
I'll email that to you tomorrow, Mary Ann.
That'd be great. Thank you. So are we going to keep this and continue along?
Yes.
Okay. And then number 4 is continue to create board committees that have a mission statement and a clear purpose. Last year, we did have a set thing that each department or each committee was to meet at least twice a year. Curriculum, we meet monthly. We've had
Yes, we do.
we've had several, we've had transportation, we've had buildings and grounds, finance, yes. Is there anyone that hasn't met yet in any committee?
Yeah, we've had several times.
We have, okay, okay.
But I think the goal sounds like we're creating committees for new things. I think that maybe it should be changed to, ensure that board committees are meeting regularly, whatever that looks like, to achieve their mission statement and purpose, rather than continue to create board committees.
This was, I think, put in place to be condensed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't agree with the word create either, because I think that we've used the same committees over the
Yeah.
past several years, so.
All right, so,
And I think you need to add report back to the board because now we have it on our board minutes.
yes.
But we don't have it here that says we're going to report it to the public.
But that could be part of our action plan in ensuring that everybody's meeting too, rather than specifically in the goal.
And then also with number 4, even though the minimum is twice a year, maybe us as part of the action plan is to state that there might be committees that need to meet more than twice a year, especially with, some of the changes that are happening within, the district. So therefore, we can get our footing. So, I mean, twice a year is the minimum, but at the same time, there are committees that I think that we should meet more regularly, like especially policy, like we just scratch the surface of alerts that, get brought to us, but there could be policies. Granted, it is probably 10 phone books big of our policies, but if we met monthly, that could be. I mean, the other thing is, I would like to see the board be more collaborative and, have workshops if possible. So therefore, when we have big, concerns and issues that have been brought up, we're not, like myself, asking to table something last minute, that we've already walked through it and we talked through it, and we're confident that when it comes time for Monday, we can vote one way or another. So I would like to see more collaboration and more communication. And if that means having meetings twice a month or a workshop, that's what I would like to see.
How do we get that on there? How do we?
I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
That would be part of the action plan. I agree with Dina. I think some of the committees are still like a little bit siloed. We only hear like bullet points of what's going on, and like the finance committee, we didn't really hear all the details of certain things that we should have heard and that kind of thing. So I think some of the reports need to be more detailed when they have information to share. So that again should be part of the action plan.
Can I check the wording with you guys to make sure it's okay from what I'm hearing? And then make sure you're writing down, because I know you get so busy, some of the points you want to put on those action plans so you don't forget. So this is what I've heard. Is it Karen? That I heard from Karen. Thank you. Ensure that the Board of Ed committees are meeting regularly and have a mission statement and clear purpose. Is that okay with the team? Okay. Hearing you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think we hit them all, you guys. We're good?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. Reach out anytime. Have a great night.
Okay,
Have a
great.
great
Thank
summer.
you.
Quick question. Could we, as a board, between now and whenever, send out a survey to the public to see what they would like to see? Or that's just like maybe for like next year? Like a public, like a 5 asterisks? Just to see, like, get their get the temperature. I think it's always important to get the temperature
Sure.
and to see. I mean,
How is
Yeah,
that
I
written up
think-
then?
Yeah, I don't know that we need, I think it's a great idea just to kind of see what's out there, whether we can implement it in goals for this year, but it's stuff that we can still talk about in exec session, especially if we're seeing, a large response to one kind of area. I think that's our responsibility is to, it's something we discuss in exec and try to work out how to handle. I don't know that we need a specific goal for it, but it's definitely something I would agree we should do.
Wait, you're just saying the public? Don't you think we should ask the staff?
anybody, any,
Public?
No,
yeah,
no, if I don't live here, I'm not entitled to part of the survey.
well, I think, I mean, just spitballing, it could just,
Why can't we include the staff?
I'm not,
and
I'm not saying yay or nay about doing that, but collectively, if the 9 of us say, you know what, maybe it's a suggestion box on the website, and just open it, whether it's staff, student, taxpayer, board member, whatever it may be, but I think just opening the dialogue of communication anonymously might be not too shabby. But then again, I'm just one person to suggest it.
Could we be influenced by people that are not a stakeholder if you put it on the website?
I mean, I think when you open up a survey, yeah, you're always going to open yourself up to people trying to, throw things in there that maybe, just
No.
to,
I mean, somebody from Philadelphia jumping on.
no, that's what I mean. I think you're always going to have that chance that somebody's going to throw in ridiculous responses or join in and make comments that doesn't have a stake in what happens. But I think, that doesn't mean we don't give parents and, staff the opportunity to still share. I don't know that there's a way to filter that out. I mean, you can say, put what school you're associated with, but people can find that out,
You
so.
send it to emails of staff and then taxpayer, students, parents.
But that
File.
would
We
be
have that file.
a major job just getting
Yeah.
email addresses.
I mean, we would have them on file for our students.
No,
for
they
the
would submit
students.
it in the survey to prove they're a stakeholder in this district.
Right.
Then you're asking somebody to cross-reference all the email addresses with our.
And
I feel
also, they
that's
may
okay.
not feel comfortable putting in
Yeah.
their information, right? In fear of, being told. I mean, nowadays, many people hide behind an alias or something like that, right? So I just think to make it as comfortable as possible, if it was just a suggestion box virtually. I mean, and sometimes outside stakeholders, even if they're from Virginia, may have a really great
Yeah,
idea
They might have a good
that
point.
we may not think about. I mean, they may say, let the children chew gum. And we may like, oh my God, that's a great idea. I don't know.
No, I agree. I feel like we need to keep it as open. I think the fear of, are people from other states going to suddenly start wanting to chime in on our Gloucester Township school survey? Okay, well, that's their hobby. Great. I don't think it's a reason to make it harder for everybody else to comment or, share their thoughts.
Anyone else have anything to say?
So are we adding that or no? For this year,
That could be a goal 5A asterisk is come up with a way for public communication and feedback. I mean, that could be a goal. I mean, I mean,
Can we add that? Hold on, she's getting her notebook back out.
Yeah. Implement a system to allow for public. you know,
Because if the
comments and
information is
suggestions.
flowing both ways,
yeah.
we're spinning our wheels.
Okay.
You want to add another goal?
Oh,
Yes, yes.
You want to add another goal?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me some wording, team. Who's got it? Who's
Say
good at words?
implement system for public feedback and comment on board.
Agenda.
Yeah, board agendas, board objectives.
Word agenda. And objectives.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got it.
If I may suggest, instead of perhaps jumping right in and saying implement, since it's, and correct me if I'm wrong, more of first topic of discussion. Then I think that some research needs to
explore.
be done. I think it needs to be evaluated exactly what we're gonna ask. And how we're going to, have it available for anyone. Obviously, we can't exclude people. But again, to various points, you might have somebody from Florida who knows absolutely nothing about Gloucester Township and may have a good idea or not. I mean, but, there has a way we can look at what other districts have done. We want to ensure that it's, the legality is appropriate. So I think maybe perhaps something to the nature of explore as opposed to implement.
Yeah.
Ways to obtain information from the public and of course staff relative to the goals of the district and the board. And at some point, it could always be tailored, and you can in their plan, you could put a time frame on that. If you want to do it in a few months, or you want the first quarter, or continue to talk about it and say, okay, now we're going to evaluate, because then we say, well, now we can implement. But I think at the onset, you might not want to say implement if we don't really have anything to implement right now.
I think that makes sense, yeah.
So to your point, Audra, explore ways to obtain information from the public and staff relative to the goals of the board. So I'll put a draft together of all the goals. I forgot to mention that, and I'll send it to you guys, and you can tweak it. All right, but thank you.
When do we vote on it? Tonight or?
Could we also look into something related to grant writing? I know I brought it up to John before, how we don't have a designated grant writer for the district, but there's tons of grants out there that we're potentially not taking advantage of to help and fund some of the things we're trying to do, that kind of thing.
So just want to jump in. You don't want to have too many goals for yourselves, because you're going to go crazy. But to your point, that could be something you talk to your superintendent. He's listening. That could be something that could be added into, John, I'm sorry, I don't want to step on your toes. Oh, yeah.
Part of the strategic plan.
Absolutely.
If it gets any traction, it's something that could transition over to the personnel committee, because
Mhm.
often if you have enough grants written by a grant writer, the grant writer's salary in some measure may be complete, could be paid for through the
grants, right?
Yeah.
And there's also, I found there's a company that we could use too in the interim as it builds up as well, that helps write the grants that could help offset as well.
Okay.
Saving money. I'm
Yep.
liking it.
And that's perfect for the strategic plan. So good point. Okay. I know you have a meeting, so thank you for having me.
Sorry, I meant to.
So we'll be moving on.
We're moving on.
Okay. Can I get a motion, please? For executive session minutes from June 29th, 2026.
So moved.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Ms. Dantino,
Yes.
Ms. Galinick,
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Maschke,
yes.
Mr. Pildes,
Yes.
Mr. Tercey,
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson.
Yes. Can I get a motion, please, for board minutes regular meeting, June 29th, 2026?
Moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Dentino?
Yes.
Mrs. Galinick?
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Maschke?
Yes.
Mr. Pildes?
Yes.
Mr. Tursi?
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Yes. At this time, we have public comments for agenda items only. Someone would like to speak? Please raise your hand. Agenda items only? Yes. Please give your name and locale, please.
I am Adriana Ganassi. This is my third meeting. Before I get into what I wrote, I do want to say thank you all for being here. I do support all of you that have helped us so far. We wouldn't have made it this far to 3 meetings if it wasn't for your guys' support. So that's my little PSA. I had to write this because I will go off. I won't be able to do it off the top of my head. Hello, I am Adriana Ganassi. I intend to stay respectful and honest just as I have the last 3 meetings. But I will not sugarcoat my feelings. In our country, we have freedom of speech, so that is exactly what I am utilizing today. I've been in the district for the last 5 years, as you guys probably already know. And actually, I switched my major so I could become a teacher. I want to be a special education teacher. But I am currently a substitute at Glen Landing Middle School, and I absolutely love my job. I love my coworkers. If it wasn't, I would not be standing up here today because I am not this type of person. Having been in the military, this is very, very hard for me to do because I feel like I am jumping my chain of command. But we'll get into that a little further. Okay. We found out about our pay cut at the end of May. That gave us 3 paychecks to get our ducks in a row before the board even knew. We were the first to find out, which is fine, and I'm glad we were notified because if it wasn't, who knows, maybe we wouldn't have known until the end of the school year, and then what? Now we don't have those 3 checks to help us through the summer. During the summer, I work at a special needs adults camp for Camden County. So I do work throughout the summer, but having the pay cut, I can't buy a house now because now I'm 20% less. I just got out of the military in October. I retired. I'm a disabled veteran. I came here to become a teacher because I loved it. I went to Glen Landing. I had Mr. Pildes as one of my teachers, and I will forever remember you. I had the opportunity to work with your son. He's amazing. Love him. But it is very hard because I do feel that we are being railroaded essentially. I have volunteered for multiple school trips. I started at Choose Elementary School as an aide. I moved up the ranks. Like I thought I was doing very well. I thought I was going to become a teacher. And then I got hit with this and it just feels like we're not looked at. We're the only employees that are not a union. We don't have anybody to stand up for ourselves besides us. Our teachers are told that they can't come and support us because obviously they have a contract. I have multiple people. I wouldn't be a substitute if it wasn't for a fellow substitute colleague that I have, or the teacher that helped me pay for my certification because I couldn't afford it as an aide. So that 20% pay cut may not seem like a lot, but it really is a lot, especially today, like with everything that's going on. Again, I wrote this, but I can't because I have to make eye contact. Like that's my thing. But to have certain individuals get raises and to be talking about building a school, it's very disheartening because who's going to cover the teachers that aren't going to come in? Who have to call out because they have children or have to call out because they have to go to a doctor's appointment for a sudden thing for their parent. You never know. You need us just as much as we need you. Like we need your support just as much as we need ours. Like this is very hard. I should have just read this because I had it very well written, but I just can't do that. Like, that's not my character. I have to make eye contact, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my tangent.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak? Yes.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm so casual. Wasn't expecting to come tonight. My name is Jim Nash. I'm a longtime resident of Gloucester Township. Lived here for about 42 years and have been a Gloucester Township councilman for about 2.5 years. I am here in support of the 70 substitute teachers who are being asked to take a 20% reduction in their pay. When times, like the previous woman said, when times of increase, this is not the best time to take a reduction of 20% to 70 employees, mostly who are GT residents. So I ask all board members to support our residents, say no to 7.6 to the new rate changes. Yes, taxes will go up a couple bucks. 70 employees that you're asking to take a 20% reduction in times that we shouldn't be doing it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Seeing none, we will continue. We have the report of the solicitor, please.
Thank you, Madam President. I do not have anything to report this evening. This is my first evening, and I just want to say thank you to all board members for the appointment, and I look forward to working with everyone.
Thank you. Okay, board committee reports for professionals committee. We have the chair.
Yes, we had met for the principal final interviews. And we then reported it back to the superintendent.
Thank you. Okay, buildings and grounds, that's me. We had a meeting and we had the gentleman from Land Associates come out. He explained to us how something like this goes. And if I can get into my notes. Okay. The building would be for preschool, and it's going to cost in the area of $75 to $80 million. It would take 16 to 18 months to vote on this, to get this up and get it into to an election. If it's passed, it'll take 20 to 24 months to build, and it'll take 4 years from start to finish. I do have the paperwork that he had brought us, if anyone would like to take a look at it. Okay. How about curriculum?
Can I just add to that?
Yes,
I
please.
just want members of the board, just to add on to Mrs. Johnson's Buildings and Grounds Committee. The gentleman from Land Associates has reached out to me. He had really primarily done that because of the transition from Mr. Mercoli to Mrs. Pinnell. And I just wanted to restate what we had in that meeting. He is looking for a meeting, and I guess to talk about that. Is that something that is closed session, or is that being open session, like a special session for the architect to speak about formation and next steps? What?
Yeah, I mean, arguably initially it'll be in closed session. And
It'll be
then at some
closed.
point
Okay, so we'll have to work on
Okay.
something,
Okay.
hopefully this summer, we can have the architect in front of the board. Okay.
Thank you. All right, curriculum, please.
The curriculum committee met on June 29th. All members of the committee were present. We talked about Title I allocations. We talked about the attendance goals for the district. We talked about the AI and the training for the staff. And then we also talked about the administrator training for the summer.
Thank you. Report of the superintendent, Mr. Bilodeau.
Morning, Mrs. Johnson, members of the board, members of the public. Welcome board office. I do have two additions to this evening's agenda, and I guess I'll go with the bad news first. These are just recent. These happened immediately after the agenda was released. I tried to let the board know one of them in the superintendent notes that were out on Thursday. So one of these two you should know. But under, excuse me 1 second. Let me get the page. Under 7.6C, which is recommendation for resignations, could you add employee number 5512? The position is principal. The location is Ariel Elementary School, and the effective date would be August 14th of 2026. So resignation, principal, Ariel Elementary, August 14th. We learned that today.
Wow.
The second,
I guess we're having another meeting. All right.
yeah, we will post that. If the board takes action, we'll post that this week. Second item on our 7.6I, transfers, reassignments. The employee number is 5206. This employee will be replacing employee 4239 from assistant principal, Loring Fleming Elementary School, to principal, Gloucester Township Elementary School. The salary is $120,000 per annum. It will be prorated. The effective date will be August 1, 2026. Again, 5206, assistant principal, going from assistant principal at Loring Fleming to full principal, Gloucester Township Elementary, $120,000 per year, prorated, effective August 1st, 2026. Any questions?
To open to the public again, because you had.
We would,
agenda
if
items.
anyone has a question on either one of those two, it should be fair.
Yeah, the other question, you said, the first add-on that we have, this professional is leaving us on August 14th, 2026. When did we get the notice?
Today.
You just said that.
So I thought 60 days.
For certain classes of employees, that applies, not in this class.
So is it a 30-day notice for this class of employee? 2 weeks? A day? 24 hours?
The current collective bargaining agreement does not have anything regarding resignations that specific.
Shut the front door.
No, it's been checked. The individual contract given out to principals and administrators doesn't have any specificity either. We checked that too. I do think the person is highly professional and will work with the district in his transition.
But I would rather replace in the summer than during the school year.
That's
We will be working swiftly
That's what I'm saying.
to put a principal in Ariel Elementary School before the school year. So I expect to have a recommendation at the August 17th meeting.
Thank you. Good.
Okay?
I agree.
Are we opening up back to public comments?
On the two, on either the resignation or the transfer. Anyone have any?
Anyone like to speak on those two items? Seeing none, thank you.
So with that said, if I could have a consent resolution, please, for items 7.2 through 7.6 P as amended.
Can I get a motion, please?
I have another question. Sorry, I thought we were just questioning his walk-ons. With regards to 7.6 M as in Mickey, just so in the event that keeping up to speed, this was a change, right? Like we revised it, we met. If by any chance this doesn't go tonight Is there any other options, or this is it? This is the end of the road?
In what time frame, Mrs. Henry? Are you talking about between tonight and the start of school?
Correct, Amanda. Yeah.
If that resolution or something resembling doesn't pass in the very near future, we're in dire straits for starting school with having subs.
Then
Because if a vote no may mean additional information has to be coming forth from me in executive this evening.
the other question I have is,
Tina, hold on,
Okay.
we'll get the motion first. Can I have a motion, please? For 7.2 to 7.6?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, any questions? Go ahead.
And then do we know the total amount of substitute teachers that we need for the district to run efficiently?
Based upon the data that we've collected, yes, we know within a certain range, yes, how many are needed on a daily basis.
Okay.
That information was taken on substitute needs over the last 2 school years, I believe. So you're able to, within 90% accuracy, I think that was stated, know what we need daily.
Anyone else have questions?
I do. No, I'm sorry. On 7.3B, policy, the big thick book, white book. On policy 1230, page 2 of 5. I'm not sure who's recommending this strike through, but under the superintendent's duties, you're striking out maintain written objectives to implement the district's action plan adopted by the board and evaluate the progress to which we're attaining the district goals. If tonight we're making the goals or redoing the goals, why wouldn't we keep that as a superintendent duty? I have a hard problem. Did the policy committee recommend to strike it?
No, to answer your point, the striking was through Strauss Esme. We didn't recommend for the striking. It was Strauss Esme for the policy. There were much conversation in the policy committee, and that was brought up because of the district goals and planning and things like that. If I remember correctly, because you have a evaluation that supports what the duties of the superintendent is, if I remember correctly.
But talking to the solicitor tonight, we do not have to strike those 2 things out. We can keep them in. I think the duty of superintendent should be to maintain district objectives.
I agree.
That's your role. You do it. So I would amend striking out B, 3 and 4 and not strike them out.
Do we want to table that policy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
No, we could just vote and not strike it out.
You could
Well-
vote, you could have also voted as is because it takes 2 approvals to render a policy. And you could send that information to the policy committee and they can consider reversing those strikeouts. That's just another option.
So amend
Rather than doing
1230.
something rash, you could, approve it so it has its first reading. You can remove them in the second reading and it'll become policy next month. But it would give the policy committee a chance to have another look at it.
Do we table it or send it back to committee?
no, just approve it. And then it goes to committee because it has to have a second reading. This is the first reading. So
Put chip on tabling it. I think we should table it.
No, they're saying.
No, I mean, I think we should table it so we can go back and relook at it and then we can put it on the agenda the next time.
But then it's going to take 3 meetings
does it
to
matter?
approve.
yeah, it'll take.
Keep it as is for now. I would have it and we'll amend it when we go to policy committee.
So table it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
And amend it before the second meeting. So you're gonna say yes to it as it is, and then to turn around and amend it, only have to vote for it one time.
yes, yes.
Okay.
we're saying vote today to keep it on, but a policy will look at it within a month?
Yeah.
Who else is on policy? Would you be able to do that within a month?
Yes.
In full disclosure, as long as it's done by, as long as we meet by August 14th, yes.
Okay. But we understand what our mission is there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyone else have questions? All right, can I have a roll call, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
wait.
sorry.
On 7.30, are we changing the council description again? Because it's been on here before, the description. Do we keep changing it, the school counselor description?
Mrs. Nantino, just the recent,
I feel like it changes every time
tension.
I post it.
well, I think
I mean, the job's the job.
there in recent months, there's been some notoriety about the school counseling position. I thought it would be prudent to send in advance of reposting it, the position for the 4 positions, if you recall that. They were non-renewed, they were brought back by the board. I asked Mr. Klein, who's the supervisor that has the school counselors under his responsibility, to take a look at it. So it was aged, and I thought it needed to be freshened up. We were actually referring to the staff members, not by the contemporary name for them. So we thought it would be a good idea to, since we were posting it, to have the supervisor take a look at it. So that's what you're seeing tonight.
Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Ms. Dantino?
I'm a no on 7.6 L and M. Yes, on balance.
Mrs. Gallinek?
No on 7.6 L as in Larry and 7.6 M. Yes on the balance.
Mr. Hutchinson?
No on 7.6L and 7.6M. Yes on the balance.
Mrs. Maschke?
Yes, as amended.
Mr. Pildes?
Yes, as amended.
Mr. Tursi?
No on 7.6 M. Yes on the rest.
Mrs. Hendry?
No on 7.6 M, yes on the balance.
Mrs. Johnson?
Abstain on 7.6M, yes on the balance. May the report of the business administrator, please.
I'd like to request a motion for items 8.1 through 8.5 consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any questions? Comments? Seeing none?
Wait, can I do a comment?
Yes.
Our illustrious Brett Denovi check is for $376,000 for 15 days worth of work. And yet our Gloucester County Special Services, which does a phenomenal job out of the district, is 106. It's a third for the same amount of time. Just pointing that out to the public.
Thank you. Anyone else have questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Dantino?
I'm a no on 8.2D. And I'm abstaining on check 141892. To be honest, I don't know how that invoice was even approved. There's like no detail on the invoice.
Check number again. Check number again.
141892. It's an attorney bill.
Mrs. Gallinek?
No on 8.2D as in David. Yes on the balance.
Hutchinson?
I'm a no on 8.2D, and I am also abstaining on check number 14892. Yes on the rest.
Yes.
Mr. Pildes?
I'm saying no to 141721. Yes, and the rest.
Mr. Tursi?
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we are going into executive session. We will be back in approximately
Oh.
1 hour. And we will be doing business,
There's three
Taking action.
items, four items in executive.
4 items, and we will be taking action.
Need a motion in a second.
Can I have a motion, please, to go into exec?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. So moved. Like to call this meeting back to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Dentino?
Yes.
Mrs. Galinick?
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Maschke?
Yes.
Mr. Pildes?
Here.
Mr. Tursi?
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry?
Here.
Mrs. Johnson?
Here. Do we have any old business, Mr. Bilodeau?
Well, aren't we voting on executive session?
We did that. Going into it.
To go into.
We're gonna have some items under new business. But right now, we're just gonna open the meeting back in a regular session and old business. The only old business item, we're gonna get there.
Okay,
We're
all right.
getting there.
It's a new and improved way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure we're doing it right.
So at the last meeting, I believe, someone asked whether or not, board, committee assignments could be rendered, and they are on the district website. They were sent home to the all board members, but it is also in tonight's agenda under attachment 11A. So that's the only item. So the current committee assignments are attachment 11A this evening.
Thank you. Any new business, Mr. Bilodeau?
I have two items of new business. I have two items of business, Mrs. Johnson, and I will try to get this out with clarity. The first would be a motion. Superintendent recommends a motion that on the board's decision to affirm HIB incident number 24 out of Charles W. Lewis School.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Or do we have to do a roll call?
I think you should do a roll call.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Dentino?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallinek?
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry?
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Yes.
Mrs. Maschke?
Yes.
Mr. Pildes?
Yes.
Mr. Tursi?
Yes.
And you had two?
Yes, ma'am. The second item would be, superintendent recommends, the board decision to overturn HIB incident number 3207-25 from Glen Landing Middle School.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Dentino?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallinek?
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry?
Abstain.
Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Mrs. Maschke?
Yes.
Mr. Pildes?
Yes.
Mr. Tursi?
Abstain.
Anything else, Mr. Bilodeau, under new business?
No, Mrs. Johnson, that's it. Thank you.
At this time, we'll open the floor to public comments. Anyone like to speak? Yes.
Hello, board. Can we hear me?
Yes.
We're good. Hello, board. Thank you. I have two topics I would like to discuss tonight. I am the community coordinator for Meet the Candidates for the Board of Education. I am working in tandem with the League of Women Voters. I have emailed two of you as well as the superintendent trying to coordinate going forward since we do have the deadline coming shortly. I do need to know if we have back to school nights on schedule. And if we know them, could I know them? And if we don't, may I reach out in a week or two to see where we are knowing the back to school dates? I want to make sure that we have as much community involvement and parent involvement for the first ever community meet and greet the candidates with the League of Women Voters. Also with the email that I emailed Mrs. Henry, Mrs. Johnson, and Mr. Bilodeau, I asked about policy 7510, clarification when it came to video recording, and I see that it's passed without the language, with the board doing it for us and posting it. So the League of Women Voters does have a guideline, and they do permit outside recording as long as it's a professional, how did they word it? I want to make sure I get the correct language. An independent video recording company. So I want to make sure that we do have the board's permission as long as I follow all policy guidelines for building use, if the board is not willing to provide that. So let me know. And then I do have a second topic, so we can answer those questions, or we can wait till I'm done with the second topic. Go forward.
No, on the first, if you could just leave your name with the board secretary, so we have contact information. We will check the back to school schedules. Just curiosity, do you have a specific school building that you are focused on having this event?
I have two schools that reached out that would like to host. However, League of Women Voters have very specific guidelines. I am not able to participate with any candidate. So if there is a candidate from a school, then that school cannot host. So I have two options. So if a candidate comes out of either school, then those schools can't have it. But I do have options to host it. The League of Women Voters allows fire houses, they allow Knights of Columbus and other similar places that they will attend to. So I'm just waiting to see if there's a candidate in either school.
So to summarize it, you're going to need the back to school schedules from all schools.
All 11, yes.
That's
That's a lot.
I think that's good. And the video from this independent, do you have an idea where that's going to go?
It would go on YouTube.
It would go on YouTube.
Yes, and then the guidelines that we have from League of Women Voters, very strict, tight rules. It would be in its entirety. It would not be edited. It would have to have microphones. It would be exactly the way it would be here. So I do have a two actually that could do it for us.
Okay, so if you can put
You got it.
Mrs. Pennell, leave your your name and a contact number.
Okay.
And we'll get back with you on the dates.
Okay.
Okay.
And then about the recording, maybe, maybe not, or not at all.
That's a board decision.
Okay.
But I can't answer for the board.
Okay.
But
But
thank you.
could I have permission to bring in a professional company to do it? It is a public location.
Yeah, I would suggest the information that you have from the League of Women Voters coupled with the independent filming, if you can get that information to me and I could distribute to the board so they
Okay.
can make, or
Okay.
even the board's attorney. So we're doing everything just above board and
Okay.
Not tripping anyone up.
You got it.
Okay.
Will do. Okay, second topic. I wanted to ask about, there's going to be a proposal. Well, there is a proposal. 750 housing units on the former Freeway Golf Course, right on Sicklerville Road. The developer estimates 350 school-age children. But if I use the Rutgers, New Jersey demographic multiplier, that estimate is actually closer to 423. I've been told that the school district is not normally consulted during the planning stages of housing developments. I think that really needs to be changed. Our enrollment is approximately around 6,400 with a maximum capacity around 7,100. This does not include incoming students from two developments that I am aware of on Sicklerville Road. They're not even completed. So we have a high-density row home complex as well as single-family home complex that's right across the street from Mullen Middle School. So right now, we can't even accommodate our preschool children, and we're looking into a possibility of an additional school in a few years. Has the district independently studied how many students specifically to this project would bring into our schools, where they would attend, what type of additional classes do we need, teachers, busing, or would we have to possibly redistrict our students? Will the board ask the township and the zoning board for an independent school impact study before this project is approved? The district needs to be involved now, not after the homes are built and we have students waiting at a bus stop. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's a great idea. In fact, Mrs. Hendry suggested that before, that we have some kind of information from Gloucester Township about that kind of thing.
If I can interrupt, I actually asked for an independent study instead of Gloucester Township feeding information. The builder is lowballing the number. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that clarification.
Anyone else like to speak? Seeing none, that portion is closed. And do we have any board member comments?
You want to go first? I'll go first. The other day I attended the job fair. I know I was supposed to pop in. I was a little bit longer than popping in. I got to speak to all the supervisors, find out get a pulse of what the district is having and what is going on with each department. We had 117 attendees and 77 applications accepted, correct? So the fact that people are flocking to Gloucester Township, I say it's a good sign. We have a healthy district and people want to be here. So good job to our new HR setting up that job fair. I don't know how much Ms. Forsythe did and how much you do, but job well done. We're very professionally handled. The supervisors did an awesome job and I got to talk to them. So I know he doesn't like that, but I did. Where's Sonny? My Sonny still here? Sonny. Oh, he got us a new floor if you haven't noticed.
He said he was gonna pop over to your house.
Good, because I need this floor. So he did an awesome job putting it. We got a new floor in here. I don't know if you noticed, but shout out to Sonny. I wanted to welcome our new business administrator and our new attorney. Thank you and welcome aboard. And congratulate Nick Moorfield. How do you say it? Northfield. I thought he was here tonight. It's Gloucester Township's new principal. So congratulations to that. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is closed. Well, that was fun.